The National Lotteries Commission has 4 new board members, and they are already facing a task of fighting off corruption there. One of those members is Willie Hofmeyr, a former head of the National Prosecuting Authority's Asset Forfeiture Unit. During his time at the NPA, he gained a reputation as a corruption buster. Hofmeyr joins us live now to talk about his new role at the National Lotteries Commission. Mr. Hofmeyr, good afternoon, and thank you for joining me. And I believe the commentary around your appointment, along with people such as Cassius Lubisi, Precious Mvulane, and Beryl Ferguson, is that it signals something that the Minister, Ibrahim Patel, wants to see happening. Just take me through your own thinking, what your mandate is in an organization so riddled with allegations of corruption.
I think Minister Patel has some serious concerns about the levels of corruption that there has been at the National Lotteries Board. And frankly, I was part of an investigation into those problems some years ago as well. So I do have some personal experience. But yeah, I think the Minister is very determined that something serious needs to be done about both the incidents that he's aware of, but also the other allegations of corruption at the board. So I think we have a lot of work to do.
Take us into your confidence in as far as what are the conversations happening about what your immediate tasks are. We're talking here with, as a new board, the new board members have been appointed. You're only appointed for a year. This suggests that there's no time to waste. You must get on with it. What is this on with it? What's your understanding of the immediate tasks?
I think the immediate task is to deal with the problems, but I don't want to say too much yet because we haven't had a proper board meeting. We should be having it very soon. But I think the task is to ensure that we get rid of corruption at the National Lotteries Board and that the monies that have been siphoned off there over the past years, we should do our utmost to recover those monies where it's possible.
And I imagine that will take some cooperation on your part as the new board with entities such as the Special Investigating, the SIU, who recently also came out with findings that implicated, senior officials and former board members or, board members at the National Lotteries Commission. So as you mentioned, recouping some of the money, I imagine some of the tasks will involve being activists in a way to ensure that you pave the way for investigative bodies to be able to do their jobs.
Indeed, and I think our job is also to ensure that we do proper investigations within the board so that we can report those sort of things to law enforcement so that they can deal with it properly. Maybe I should just add, that this problem seems to have been going on for some time, because I do recall that we had an investigation at the Special Investigating Unit into the National Lotteries Board some 5 or 6 years ago. So it's certainly not a new problem, but I think it is vital that we need to deal with the allegations of corruption and deal with them effectively and speedily.
Yeah, and as you mentioned that, I'm thinking, to what extent do you believe that this problem of corruption is endemic in the National Lotteries Commission? If you investigated it during your time and the Andy Mutibi is investigating it now, and we continue to have these reports coming out and findings coming out, suggests to me that, it's an uphill struggle to actually deal with this once and for all. Can the National Lotteries Commission be saved from what appears to be, an intrinsic culture of corruption?
I think a lot of the tone is set from the top. And I must say that I have quite a lot of confidence in the Minister and that he is very determined to deal with the allegations of corruption. So I'm hopeful that this time we will put an end to it. but it's not going to be a quick and easy fix. You know, these investigations that we will have to do as the new board will take some time, and we need to ensure that we do those investigations properly so that when the cases go to law enforcement, we can get convictions. And, you know, I think that is really what is needed to ensure that we don't have a repeat of the past in the next few years.
Parting short then, Willie Hofmeyr, what are the stakes here? Because, you know, the reports that we've seen from time to time suggesting that there was even something that went as far as to be described as money laundering, where, you know, people, officials or an official was benefiting from monies that were meant to be going to non-profit organizations that do community work. What is at stake? What does corruption at the National Lotteries Commission rob South Africans of?
You know, I think the idea of the National Lotteries Board was a noble and good one. You know, and in a sense it was, you know, I think we are in a country where people do like to gamble a bit, I must say. And, you know, I think the lotteries is supposed to be a place where people can have their bit of fun by gambling in a safe and secure environment. And for me, it's very, very important that we ensure that that environment is cleaned up, that the allegations of corruption that there is, that we will investigate that properly and deal with the people who are found to be guilty of it.
All right, I've got to thank you for sharing of your time and your insights. I do understand that you wouldn't want to give too much away until you've had a proper meeting as the newly appointed board at the National Lotteries Commission. That is Willie Hofmeyr there, recently appointed to that board.